Joining me is our regular on Thursdays, Barnaby Joyce, the Nationals frontbencher and former Deputy Prime Minister. Barnaby Joyce, thanks for joining me again. Yet another Chris Bowen scheme going down in flames. This time his plan to turn the Hunter Valley into a green hydrogen hub. What does that tell you?
Well, we've seen it. We've got the completely unreliable intermittent powers being backed up by the mythical green hydrogen, and it's becoming more mythical by the date. It's almost made its way into the dungeons and caverns of the Hobbit movie with the dragon there. It's the mythical green hydrogen. We've had Mr. Andrew Forrest. He's pulled the pin on it after rallying from the rooftops about the virtues of green hydrogen. He just pulled the pin and wandered off. And now Frank Calabria, he's pulled the pin for the sake of Origin Energy's share price and wandered off. And Mr. Bowen standing there with his GenCost report, which says unreliable intermittent power, swindle factories, wind towers, solar panels, will be backed up by green hydrogen. But green hydrogen's gone. So I don't know, folks. You just keep on paying through the nose, keep on paying through your power bill. Sooner or later, this cult has an epiphany and people realise that it just does not work. And it sounds like the boffins, the accountants in the major companies in Origin and in Fortescue have already worked that out, and they're actually in favour of this. So good luck with you.
Look, I find it astonishing. His list of dud projects now, Chris Bowen's, is so long that I wonder if he's got any idea at all what he's doing. And to think that our power system is in the hands of that man is just frightening. Barnaby, the Albanese government yesterday refused to support Israel firing back after Iran on Tuesday fired 181 missiles at it. Today, the Foreign Minister and the Defence Minister, they both said, oh, no, we do support Israel's right to defend itself. But once again, both then said it shouldn't. Have a listen.
We're not about to deny countries' rights to defend themselves. That said, we have added our voice to an international call led by the United States for a 21-day ceasefire. This is the moment for diplomacy.
Israel has a right to defend itself against these attacks. We've urged all parties to show restraint and de-escalate.
Barnaby Joyce, there you have it again. This government says that Israel has a right to defend itself, but still can't think of any way it's done that it can actually approve of.
Well, I think the first thing here, Andrew, is so that everybody understands how dangerous this situation is. We have the propensity for two possible nuclear adversaries to start a war, and that would be devastating for everybody, for the whole world, if that came to its atrocious and fulsome realisation. Mind you, to de-escalate, it helps if you do not send 180 missiles into another democratic country, which is Israel. We always forget that. It's a democratic country. In its Knesset, it has both Jewish members of the Knesset, it also has Arab members of the Knesset, it has Christian members of the Knesset, and it has Islamic members of the Knesset. And Iran has fired missiles into Israel. Israel did not fire missiles into Iran. Hezbollah is a terrorist organisation and has been firing missiles into Israel in breach of United Nations. We all believe in the United Nations, Resolution 1701, that said they had to de-armour, that has to be demilitarised, the southern part of Lebanon. They've forgotten all about that. Hamas, on the 7th of October last year, invaded Israel, murdering, raping, beheading, killing men, women and children. This is the essence of what is happening here. Israel was invaded and it started a war. Now, if people want things to de-escalate, then you have to start with the provocateurs. And that, in this instance, is Iran. It fired the missiles. And, of course, they've got one part right. Israel is allowed to defend itself. And if it's saying someone is firing missiles at us, we have to stop that. We have to stop that by whatever mechanism allows us to stop our own people in this democratic country called Israel being killed by those missiles. That's it. And we all want it to stop. There's no problems about that. We all want it to stop. Nobody is wanting innocent people to be killed. It's an anathema to us. But this is a witch's brew, which was not concocted by Israel. It was concocted by, first of all, terrorists, and then backed up by Iran.
Yeah, if that's the case, Barnaby, why is the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, forever criticising Israel, and by my count, probably criticised Iran, counting today, about 5 times in the last year? I mean, when it's the provocateur, when it's provoking this, it's funded and armed Hezbollah and Hamas and fired rockets itself, funded the Houthi rebels. I mean, it's just astonishing. This government's blindness to what's going on is disgusting. Barnaby, there's yet another scandal in the Greens involving allegations of staff being treated badly. This time it's Dorinda Cox, Senator Cox, accused of bullying and other bad behaviour. She's lost 20 staff in 3 years. But Greens leader Adam Bandt walked out of a press conference today after a barrage of questions.
Then of course we will take these on board. Well, it's up to this is the system that has been set up. Thanks everyone. Thanks.
What is it with the Greens? Aren't they the party of big hugs and love?
Adam, let the light shine in. It's the best form of disinfectant, isn't it? Let the light shine in, Adam, and tell us what is going on in that shooting gallery, otherwise known as certain Greens offices, where 20 staff, my gosh, that's really up there. This is the hypocrisy of the Greens. First of all, they're not Green. That was Bob Brown's time. Now they're sort of a quasi-radical left-wing group, which obviously in their sort of a radical, fringe-dwelling, at times irrational, but certainly abrasive nature, it not only goes towards the public, it also goes towards people working in their own offices. And, you saw it. Adam, just the question's too hard. And the honourable, the righteous, the Rage Against Imperium Greens said, no, don't want to answer questions about ourselves, just wander off. We only drop buckets on other people. We don't talk about the problems in our own backyard.
Oh, they're so secretive. They are so secretive. It's a real cabal there, Barnaby. It's a cult-like thing. You know it. And they escape a lot of scrutiny from the media as a consequence. Barnaby Joyce, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure, Andrew. Always a pleasure.